Hey everybody, Kris Gethin here and welcome to another episode of the Knowledge and the Mileage podcast. This show has been a long time coming because myself and Guy were going to get together at the Arnold Classic. I decided to proceed and go to the event. Guy had cold feet, didn't go. Anyway, but he followed through today. Guy Cisternino, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we got that beard. We got the beard battle going on here, my man. I'm catching up to you. You better watch out.
If you want to take a snapshot of this and post it up on your Instagram, I'm pretty sure we can take a poll to whose beard is.
All right, then. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that.
Here, I'll say it like this.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'll have to get this better. There you go.
And then I'm going to post it up. Ready?
Okay. Yeah, I think we know who the winners is. For sure. Depends how many homeless people are out there voting on this, I guess.
Hey, listen, everybody's going to start looking like us in the next 30 days when they come out of this quarantine.
I know, we're all going to, well, we'll be one step ahead. We'll be Mad Max all the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, do you want to tell our listeners, for those of them who have no idea who you are, but they're looking on YouTube or whatever, they may know who you are, but if you could give us a quick backstory of where you come from, maybe a little bit of your athletic background, because I know you were quite the athlete growing up, and what you do now.
So I grew up in a fairly big town in New Jersey, born and raised, still here now. Growing up, I was always on the smaller side. I mean, I still am on the smaller side. I'm only 5'5.5", not really tall. And growing up, I was always the smallest kid in every class. No matter what I did, I was always, the kind of like the odd guy out. As I got older and when I got into third grade, my dad put me in football. I was very hesitant to play because I was scared. I was small, and I played in third grade. And back when I played football, we didn't have flag football and all this stuff like this protective measures that they have now for the kids and concussions. And so played football from third grade. And then after about a year or two of playing, I really fell in love with it, and then ended up playing all through high school and started playing in college. And then I got redshirted my freshman year of college. And that's when I started really training like a bodybuilder. And I was like, well, if I'm going to be redshirted this year, I'm going to train and I'm going to do a show in the next year or two. And then the following year came my sophomore year, and I didn't end up doing a show. And then the summer going into my junior year, I'll never forget it. I was getting ready for the show. 9 days before the show, I got an email. The show was canceled. The craziest, it said canceled due to lack of competitors. So I rushed around to find a show. And the only show that was around that time, because I had to go to football camp a few weeks after, because the show was in August. So I ended up I found a show in West Virginia. I did about $1,300 worth of work I had a Bronco 2. Me and my cousin drove to West Virginia. I won. It was a NABA show at the time. I didn't know the difference between NABA and NPC. I was clueless. Class, novice overall, open overall to Fred Smalls, who I'm sure you know very well.
Yeah.
And then, I went on to, I graduated college and then went on to work in the mortgage industry, got laid off, and I got hired to work as a rep for BSN. And then a year into working for them, I won my first pro show. And because I turned pro in 2008 as a middleweight in nationals. So I skipped that part. So, in 2008, I turned pro in Atlanta, Georgia. Competed my first year, 2010, got my ass kicked. 2011, came back, qualified for the Olympia, won my first pro show, got my first sponsorship with BSN. And then after that, it kind of, I went from BSN. I was sponsored by them for 5 years. And then I went to another company, Centurion Labs. After that, I was with them for 5 years. And now I recently, about a year and a month or two ago, I signed with MFit. Yeah, I signed with them about mid-February last year. So about just a little over a year I've been with them. And it's been a crazy ride, but you know how it is, man. This stuff happens and it happens fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think too, into the future, your long-term goals? Or are you the kind of person that goes, you know what, however I treat today is going to dictate tomorrow, so I better make it happen today?
No, I'm big with so I'm not like a plan B type of guy, but my plan A is like as far as I can see ahead of my future. So like I'm like I start like as soon as the stock market dropped, like I jumped on and made an E-Trade account to like invest in stocks as when they're down because they're going to jump back up. I save money. Like I own my own house. It's not like a huge house, but it's too big for me. But I got it with the thought of like eventually having, you know, a wife and kids. And, you know, I live on 2.5 acres, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, but it's just me, but it's my investment, you know? I'm always looking to make sure that when I hang up my posing trunks, I have income, which is why I have some online clients. I don't do a lot right now because I don't want to push that too much. But like, I don't know if you can see behind me, but like this is my office where I do all my work and my clothing. You know, I'm low on stuff now, but you know, so I took on a bodybuilding role in the beginning, but I turned pro in 2008, 2011. I won my first pro show. 2012, I started my clothing line. I mean, it did horrible, but like everybody said, you had to like you had to spend, you know, you had to make shirts and you had to give them out to your friends and your family, and you can't charge certain people. And it's just like I kept, you know, taking hits, but I had my LLC, so I was doing write-offs and learning how to do taxes and what I could and couldn't do. And I think it's good to have some sort of a business sense because bodybuilding, the window is like, it's like NFL football. The only person who's got a bigger window in this sport than anybody I know is fucking Dexter.
Yeah. And that's kind of scary when I think about Dexter retiring this year, because his purpose has been pretty much for the stage for so many years. And when that finishes, like, I wonder what's going to happen to Dexter. Like, is he going to go into the abyss for a little while? You know, is the reality of, you know, being mortal going to hit him? You know, who knows?
Well, he turned pro what year?
It was mid-90s, I believe, wasn't it?
So put it like this. He has been a guy since I was probably 16, 17 when I started following bodybuilding when I was in like 7th grade. So what is that? You're like 14, 15. So you figure since I've been into bodybuilding, I have went from watching Dexter in videos, Muscle Tech, magazines, to watching him on pay-per-view competing for the Olympia, to being on stage at shows with him, winning shows with him, watching him at the Olympia, to now watching him compete and retire. It's just crazy. Like, he's been in my every step of my journey from bodybuilding. Like, he is the one bodybuilder that has like literally feels like he's been through it all. Like, we were texting the other night when he put up that video about Sean Ray. It's just crazy, man. He you know, after, you know, people say, you know, that they rank the best in the world based off of Sandow's, but I mean, how can you not really put him up there with like fucking Ronnie Coleman? I mean, the guy's accomplished more. He's accomplished more than Ronnie, if you think about it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, if you think of the amount of shows that he's competed in every single year, I think throughout his pro career, he took 1 year off, and that was it. That was it. Yeah. And you know, the amount of shows that he's competed, like I remember watching him back in obviously the late 90s. He competed like 98, I believe it was, at the Olympia. Then I watched him at the Arnold in Australia, 2000, 2001. You know, it's like, man, the guy's been around forever. And he still looks great. It's like he looks better now than what he did a couple of years ago when his legs started.
His legs came down at one. Yeah.
2 years ago. And then he started working on the new fit machine, the newbie, and took the stress away from his knees, and legs started to come back.
Crazy.
Yeah, insane. Anyway, one thing that I want to talk about with you is your mental capacity. You know, because there's a lot of people that would say, for instance, they say to me, how do you stay motivated? And I find it very hard how to answer that, because it's just part of your DNA. But you are not only motivated, you are persistent. Because you know, you don't, and I'm sure you don't, you know, take offense when I say this, you don't have the best genetics out there.
No,
like if
my
you
genetics
are,
suck.
you yeah, your genetics suck. You said it. Thank you. But you persist and overcome those genetics with your mental tenacity, the conditioning of your resolve day in and day out. Now, you've had a lot of setbacks. You've had a lot of setbacks from injuries. You've had a lot of setbacks from missing your mark on stage. And you're the kind of person that has to be on point to be seen by the judges on stage. You can't be a little bit off like some of the other genetically gifted competitors. What is it within you that you feel? Was it part of your upbringing? Was it, you know, was it a form of bullying, just trying to prove haters wrong? What is it that gets you up and stay persistent every day when you've got some person on the street that can't even be motivated to eat one chicken breast and rice?
It's, man. I mean, it is a big combination for me. I was always small growing up. I got heavily bullied. I cooled down, but I'm sure you can tell by my videos. I'm very, I have a very short temper. And that's not because people say they have a short temper to try to be tough. I have a short temper because I had to, because it was like when you're a kid and you're being bullied and picked on and you get in fights, like it's kind of like that fight or flight mode. So like I don't have any middle ground. I'm either completely, you know, happy, joking around, and then it's either that or I'm like fucking deadly pissed. But it's not a bad thing. It's gotten me in trouble before, and I've learned to calm my temper down. But there's still, I have my things that set me off. But being focused, you know, people always go, "What motivates you?" And I tell them, like, look, perfect example. Look at what's happening right now. If you're not motivated to wake up every fucking day and consume the 24 hours to the best of your ability, like there are thousands of people dying every day from this virus. So how can you tell me you don't have motivation once your eyes open every day to go, I'm going to fuck this day up? And, you know, listen, and I'm in pain. Like I have a bad back. I have died double shoulder surgery a year and a half ago. Like my body isn't the fucking best, but people are like, well, how do you push through it? And I'm like, because we're in a place in this society where if we have bad shoulders, we get them replaced. We have bad knees, we get them replaced. We have a bad back, we get it fused. We have it. So like, you're going to have injuries. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have surgeries. And, you know, probably, you know, when you're older, you're going to have aching joints and arthritis. But it's like, I tell people, I'm young. It's like driving a fucking car. You go around the track as many times as you can. Then you got to put gas in it, change the fucking tires, you know, whatever. And then you throw it back on and you go. And your laps might not get faster every time, but as long as the car can keep going around the fucking track, why not? You know, I'm not saying I'm going to be on stage competing listen, I know my body's starting to digress a little bit because of things that have happened, and I'm not delusional. My genetics suck. People think I walk around and think, oh, he thinks he's this great, but no, I think my genetics are fucking horrible. I think I have the worst genetics in 212. But if you put me in a gym with any one of these motherfuckers, I will bury them into the fucking ground. And that's the thing that I thrive on. Is that, and will I ever be Mr. Olympia? No. Will I ever win an Arnold Classic? Probably not. Will these guys ever outwork or train me in the gym and say that they work harder than me? Not a fucking day in hell.
Yeah. Part of it has to be within your DNA, and some of it from outside influence. Like you said, you were bullied, so maybe this is a way that you can kind of bully yourself back now, you know, because you're not taking it out on somebody, but if you've got anger issues, you can take it out on yourself. And I think to some people, because this is my explanation, like some people say, well, why do you train with so much aggressive, you know, like an aggressive nature, maybe a little bit of momentum to it, you know, it's kind of explosive. And I say that's my personality coming out. You get somebody like a Dexter who's very chilled, laid back. Yeah, exactly. Branch is very much the same. Yeah, he's very, and you know, there's a lot of anger that's coming out, and it replicates and suits the training style. It suits me down to the ground. And I've found when I've gone super strict in the past, it just hasn't worked for me. And I've actually got injured. I actually tore my lat when I went super strict on a reverse grip pull down, you know. So do you feel now, obviously, as you get a little bit older, are you able to curb your temper a little bit internally and then change the style of your training in order for you to have more longevity in the sport?
This is going to be the most ignorant comment. People are going to go, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So why not change it? Unless I'm training with somebody that fucking can control me. It's very, the problem is that I know if in order for me to have longevity, I need to change how I train. But I get in the gym and it's like I grab weight and I'm like, if I can do it, I do it. And it's like the worst mentality to fucking have because I am very fucking strong. I was fucking inclining 365 last Friday, like today's chest. I got chest today. Last Friday I was floor pressing with a barbell 315. I was shoulder pressing 130 dump. Like I do things that shouldn't be done after my body went through what it went through. So it's hard for me to not want to push the weight that I know I have done in the past. It's almost like a contest with like for myself. Like am I good enough to get back to pressing 170-pound dumbbells on the incline? Like since I've been back, I've done 140s, I've done 150s. I haven't done 160. I haven't done 170. 2 years ago before this, I have videos doing 170 inclines for 10. So it's like, it's hard because, and also that, and then you also have, which is going to sound even stupider than my first comment, but you have this social media presence and persona that people expect you to have and expect you to see. If somebody saw guys shoulder pressing 60-pound dumbbells, like, what is this fucking turd doing?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, bro, like, regardless of it all, and we're not being fake, but like, I know who I am and I know what people expect out of me. And if I don't give it to them, I don't want to look like a fucking jackass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get you. So let me ask you this then. Because, obviously we have social media now, which we didn't, 10, 15 years ago. Does that put more pressure on you now to perform a certain way because people are going to expect that from Guy?
No. Because one thing I learned is that bodybuilding, placing doesn't fucking matter. And a lot of times not placing at a show that you probably should have placed at gets you more attention and recognition. Sometimes losing gets you more attention, even positive attention, than winning. And I don't think people follow you. I don't think people follow me because they go, Guy's the best bodybuilder in the world. Most people follow me, which is exactly the first thing you brought up. I think most people follow me because of my mentality. I don't brag about it. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I know my mentality. I know what I've done. I know what I've overcome. And I think that's what people see. And even people that might not like me, you can't take that away from me. So no, I think social media never put pressure on me because I don't really give a fuck what anybody says. Like, I don't give a shit. You'll never see me. I'll go back and forth with somebody because I think it's funny. And they'll be like, oh, why are you getting so mad? And I'm like sitting here taking a shit laughing. Like, okay, dude. But no, that shit doesn't bother me. I think the problem is I think the younger generation, I think that's the difference between the younger generation and I don't know how old you are, Chris. I just turned 38 last week.
45 now.
Are you really?
45, 46 this year, man. Yeah. See, you got to shape your beard like me. And you'll get
I got to dye it like you fuck.
There's gray there. There's plenty of gray there, man. Don't worry.
But I think like, I don't think people care about my placings. People don't follow you because you were the best bodybuilder in the world. Like my fans will say Guy's my favorite bodybuilder, but nobody will say Guy's the best bodybuilder in the world because that's not true. And I know that. My fans don't follow me because I'm the best bodybuilder in the world. If that was the case and people follow me because they thought I was the best bodybuilder in the world, I'd have fucking five followers. And they'd be my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, and me. So it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
No, listen, a lot of people hate me because they think I'm an asshole, I'm ignorant, I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, I fucking train, heavy, I throw weight, I do it. At the end of the day, I'm probably as nice as they come. But people judge you based on what they see on social media. And it's fine by me. You know, half these people that don't like me and they tell me they're going to kill me or I should kill myself, I'll probably never fucking meet.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? I got a threat last week. Someone was going to fillet me, you know? But the thing is, what I like about you, and I think why a lot of people follow you, is because of the motivational aspect. It's your personality because, okay, a lot of people may be out there that are just into bodybuilding. They have no aspiration to compete on stage, but they want to take your attitude and put some of that inside of themselves because a lot of people today are, you know, they're controlled by excuse, doubt, weakness. You know, anything like this? You still there, Guy? Oh yeah, you're still there.
It just my battery thing popped up.
That's okay. All right, and but they want a part of the attitude of being harder to kill because this generation and a lot of generations out there are being very easy to kill at the moment. It's kind of softening at the edges where they can come kind of, yeah, okay, a lot
kind of,
but they can come to you and watch some of your content and see your lives that you put out there and go, I want a fucking piece of that because I want to be harder to kill. And I think that's why they follow you and gravitate. That's why I watch your shit, man. I've got no aspirations of jumping on stage, but I love that attitude because I can reflect a lot of it in myself. I do whatever I can every day to condition myself. You see me jump in the ice baths. Do you think I want a fucking ice bath? No, because I want to condition my resolve because I know if I'm disciplined in certain aspects of my life, I will transcend that into other areas of my life. Now, you, like, it's funny, within like the 2-year period, both myself, Branch, and yourself all had shoulder surgeries.
Team gas, baby.
Yeah, team gas,
baby.
That's how we train, man. That's how we train, I guess. And I tore mine when I was training with Branch because I had to bury him, man. I was like, okay, we're doing side raises. Let's fucking go. You're doing 70s.
Branch told me about this.
Yeah. So it's fucking ego, you know what I mean? And because the adrenaline's pumping so much.
But it's fun. Sometimes
it's
fun. Sometimes it's fun to have an ego, man.
Yeah, exactly. It was worth it.
Know?
It was definitely worth it. It's worth it to bury him. Let him listen to this. To actually go through that, to understand where your limits are. Okay, would I have changed things in the past? Probably. Yeah, I know what I mean.
Yeah.
But what I really like about these opportunities, like people go, oh my God, he got fucking injured. No, this is an opportunity now to see how I come back because now you really have to concentrate a little bit more on the mind-muscle connection than you did before because now you're working around something that you never had before. So you've got more focus on it. Now, you are quite different because you had 2 shoulder surgeries within the space of 5 weeks. Tell us what the fuck happened there, man. What happened? How did you get injured?
There was no actual injury. I was having a ton of shoulder pain. I already had shoulder surgery on my right shoulder. I had surgery on my right shoulder back in 2009. I had a partial tear in my labrum. But I was having a lot of shoulder pain. I was sleeping with pillows under my arms. Like I just was constantly in fucking pain. And it was getting to the point where like it was bothering me big time in the gym. And I did cortisone shots. They didn't work. So I'm like, I got to get this checked out. So I got an MRI done. And I went to go see an orthopedic surgeon. And he fucking came in. He's like, I have never seen somebody's bicep tendons look so inflamed and frayed in my entire life. He goes, your shoulder pain, he goes, it's in your shoulder. He goes, but it's all from your bicep tendon. And I go, okay. I go, what do we do? He goes, well, I can tell you what's going to happen if you don't do something. He goes, you're going to tear both your biceps. And he goes, you're going to tear from up here. He goes, and it's going to roll down. He goes, so you can either wait and have them tear, and then we got to go and grab them, pull them back up, and repair the whole thing. He said, or we can do what's called a tenodesis procedure. So what they did was they cut me about right here, and then they did the keyhole. So I got 1, 2, 3. And then what they do is they go in and they cut the bicep tendon away from your labrum, and then they reattach it into your humerus, which is the bone right here. So they anchor your bicep tendon into that. So it did change the shape of my peak. I don't have as big of peaks as I once did, especially on my left arm. So I got this one done on June 26, 2018. And then I got this one done July 31st of 2018. So I was 5 weeks with, I got this one done. And then 5 weeks later, I got this one done. Then I had to wait another like 8 to 10 weeks till I could even go back to the gym. So it was a long time. I was out of the gym for almost 20 weeks.
And that must have been a pretty hard decision because you knew that you was going to have to take an off season, which you hadn't done for years away from competition. Did you feel that, okay, this is an opportunity for me now to have a break, have a rest, let the body and the digestive system just take a little holiday here and come back stronger and prove the haters wrong? Because I know they were coming down on you.
Oh yeah. It was hard because it was an off season, but it wasn't an. I would call it more of a break than I would an off season. Because an off season means you're making progress. I wasn't making progress. I was regressing, if anything, because I was losing weight. You know, one thing I probably should. I was doing cardio, bro, twice a day, just so fucking bored. And I went from 238 to 193.
I remember seeing a picture of you online.
I know, bro.
I think you were looking over like a kid's playpen or something like that.
No, I was putting. I had a gas blue tank top on, and I was putting my bed together, and I had my head down like this.
That's right. That's it, man. You look small there. You look really small.
I was like 100, and dude, I hadn't been 190 pounds since I was I don't know, it's sophomore, junior in college, 2002. Like I haven't been that fucking tiny in ages. And you know, when I was able to train again, I was like, it was almost like walking in the gym. I almost felt like embarrassed because people like, how are you a bodybuilder for your line, what you do for a living, and how you look like fucking this? Yeah, but people don't understand. You know, people always want to point the finger at whether it be supplements or steroids, but people don't realize how anabolic food is and how important eating and people. I think people really have to do more understanding on actual eating and training, and stop worrying about, you know, the PDE part, because I think they don't realize how anabolic food is and how, because taking the food out and taking the training out, I lost everything.
Yeah.
You know, once I went from 2-3, once I put 6 meals, I went from eating 3 meals a day to when I started training again, I went from 3 meals to 6 meals a day. I went up 15 pounds in 2 weeks just from putting food back in, you know, but.
And the information that food gives, because a lot of people, for instance, they're following a mass building diet. Well, they're having burgers, they're having pizzas, they're having all sorts. Well, that's not going to work for everybody. You know, you have to look at not just only the calorie, but the information that calorie is providing you. Is it going to fuel you, help you recover? It's, you know, it's your life source. It's going to be the energy, and it's obviously going to be the discipline that goes with it. You can't just go 5 days a week and go, you know what, I'll just take a Saturday off or a Sunday off. Yeah. It's that consistency. When I competed for 10 years in bodybuilding. But I obviously trained before that. I continued to train after that. For 19 years, was it 18? 18 or 19 years, I can't remember. I didn't miss a meal. Didn't miss a fucking meal. Because after going 1 year, then 2 years, there's too much pressure on my shoulders now. I'm like, can't I fucking ever miss a meal? Okay, if it wasn't a solid meal, it was a shake. You know what I mean? So I never missed, unless it was planned. And a lot of people didn't see that. They would say, fuck it all, it's all steroids, it's all this. It's like, no, motherfucker, I did not miss a meal, didn't miss a workout. I didn't take weekends off, you know what I mean? And maybe there was some overtraining there, but it just fueled me mentally. So when you went through the shoulder surgery, you've lost all this size. Like, did you purposely avoid the mirror? Were you covered up the entire time? Like, how did that affect you mentally?
I got my surgeries in June and July. You wouldn't fucking see me out. I could be 90 degrees out. I would be in long sleeves, bro. It did not fuck, because you know what? I want people, if people can look at me and think they know what I look like, but not have proof, I'm cool with that. But as long as you can't fucking sit there and go, oh, I bet you guy looks small. Motherfucker, I have a hoodie on. How can you tell me I look small? You can't see shit. So that and listen, it's not, if a professional bodybuilder tells you that going through what I went through and losing the size, and if any bodybuilder, amateur or pro, tells you that wouldn't mentally affect them, because we are in the most self-righteous, self-involved sport in the entire world. It's about how we fucking look. So yeah, that affects me. And being it's my profession, I didn't want people seeing me like that, because that's actually the opposite of me. I'm not somebody who takes 20 weeks off from the gym. You know, I'm not somebody who eats 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day. That's not me. So.
Yeah. So, but did you, like, let me ask you this. Did you ever take any, like, full front pictures of yourself when you were at your smallest and utilize them? Because I haven't seen them publicly, to compare yourself to what you looked like after, where you came from.
Hold on one sec. I'm going to charge my phone. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I want to plug it in for you so I don't lose you.
Sure.
Well, God, I'm still talking. So what were you saying? What was the question?
Yeah. So did you ever take any pictures, you know, like you take before pictures or full frontal pictures when you were at your smallest or you look your worst, to compare them? Because I haven't seen them publicly, to how you look like after, you know, like when you won at the Niagara show, for instance.
I have a side-by-side picture of when, there we go. I have a side-by-side of when I started dieting, but not at, bro, if there was like a chance that I took a picture at my smallest and somehow it left my phone and ended up somewhere else, I would have had a heart attack, because it was so bad. I didn't even want to, I don't think I looked at myself without a shirt the entire time.
Right. Because,
and
like,
the crazy part is that all your friends, if this happens to anybody, all your friends are going to lie to you during this, because everybody was like, no, you look good, bro. You don't look, no, I can't even, you look like you look. And then, dude, as soon as my weight came back, everybody that said, oh, you don't look that bad, they were like, bro, you look fucking horrible. I was like, you said I didn't look, well, I thought, we didn't want to fucking tell you, but you look fucking like you were dying. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. But like, I'd always encourage like a lot of my clients who didn't want to take before pictures, or athletes, you know, getting ready for a competition. I'd say, man, take those before pictures, dude, because you may fucking hate them now, but you'll be really proud and inspire a shitload of people where you came from in such a short time.
I have the ones before I started dieting this time around. I looked like complete dog shit. I mean, it was nothing impressive. Probably the worst set of pictures I've ever seen. But at least I looked like chubbier and not like a chubby swimmer.
Yeah. Well, at least you'd have some buoyancy anyway if you were swimming.
Yeah.
One thing that, again, I relate to you as well is that you do call out the haters. I like that, because like a lot of people will tell me, just ignore them, man. I'm like, fuck no. I'm going to ignore them. I'm going to call these people out. It kind of fuels my fire. And I have something, and you should do this hashtag as well. I call it Wanker of the Week, where I'll take someone's comment and I will put it on my stories, and I'll ask people, you know, what do you think about this guy? You know, this conversation that we've had. And, you know, I think people deserve it, because you'll get these keyboard warriors, obviously, that come out. They got nothing fucking better to do other than call people out that are getting more success than them. Because if these were successful people, they wouldn't be online hating on others, you know? Why is
have you ever went on anybody's page and fucking, like,
no,
have you ever went on any professional's page and hated on them in any way, shape, or form?
Only yours. Only yours.
That's fine. I'm not a professional, maybe.
But no, you know, there's better things to do. Like, you're a businessman. I don't fucking go on. I don't scroll through people's stuff half the time anyway. And I'm definitely not going to be calling them out on their page. It's up to them what they're putting out there, you know? But I like
if I got an extra 5 minutes, I'm not fucking leaving a nasty comment. If I got an extra 5 minutes of my life, I'm jerking off or doing something fucking with my life. I'm not going to leave a goddamn troll comment.
Yeah. So why do you call them out? What is it behind that? And do they fuel your fire?
Because you know what happens is I find out, no, they definitely don't fuel my fire, because I don't do what I do for anybody. Now, I'm not saying I don't do what I do for anybody but myself, but my fans do drive me. My haters don't drive me, because they could say any comments they want about me. It doesn't fucking matter. I've been getting, remember, if you've been bullied since you were in fucking kindergarten, what is it? I'm 38 years old now. You think I don't have thick fucking skin by now? At 38? But I will go back and forth with them. And the ones that it's had to have happened to you. And it's pretty cool when it happens. And this is why I'll go back and forth, because sometimes what happens is they'll comment and I'll go at them, right? And then they say something and you catch them, because I'm very witty. So if you catch them and I'm like, oh, I got them with their back against the wall now, because now they don't know what to say. Then they start backtracking. Then what'll happen is I'll get a DM, and then I'll get another message, and I'm like, oh man, I really, I was wrong about you, or I misjudged you. And then sometimes like, oh, that wasn't me that sent you that message. It was my brother's friend who took my. So it's like when you can actually get them to go from being a fucking complete cunt to a fan. I enjoy that because it's pretty cool, because then the people that hate you at one point actually go, wow, I hated him for no fucking reason. And that's happened to me more times than not.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to understand that sometimes people are having freaking bad days. And they just, it's like, you're living with your spouse. You're going to say shit that you don't mean sometimes, except you're just saying it online to someone else.
Yeah. And I'm always good with like the mama jokes, because then it's funny. Somebody will make a comment like, you're a fag. You should just fucking hang yourself. And you have big ears. And I'll make a comment like, my ears are big, but your mom likes grabbing onto them. When I'll make comments like that. And they'll be like, really, bro, you had to fucking say something about my mother? And I'm like, do you not realize you came on my page, tried to attack me, and got mad that I rebutted against you? I'm like, what fucking play? And they're like, yeah, man, my bad. I was just joking. Like, no, you weren't joking. That wasn't a joke. I don't know you. You don't joke with me unless I know you. So it's like, when that happens, like, it's almost like, okay, I won another one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had a couple of them only just like last week, where someone has come on, he's called me out. I can't remember what he said, and I've obviously hit back. My dad always used to say, and still says, like, you got to give as good as you get. Well, sometimes I'll give a little bit more than what I get, But they, like you said, they come onto my freaking page, and then send your DM. I deal with anxiety issues. What you said has really hurt my feelings. I'm like in a state of despair now. I'm like, you're in a state of despair because you started this, dude. It's like, chill the fuck out. Put out some positivity in the universe and you'll probably get it back, man,
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy how, like, the haters try to feel like the victims at half the time. I'm like, what? I'm like, what play? I'm not going to feel sorry for you, bro.
Yeah.
Your parents clearly fucking didn't raise you the right way.
It's denial. It's denial. Like, have you seen this TV show that everyone's talking about at the moment called The Tiger King?
Dude, I put it on. I fell asleep the first episode because, like, it's hard for me to believe that people exist like that in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, the world can't be like that.
I don't watch TV, but I started watching this and I freaking loved it, man, because
it's ridiculous, right? That's the only reason. That's the only reason why you can tell me you like it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But people like that are exactly like these haters. They are just living in denial. Like, this guy is in prison now, but he's probably saying to everyone, well, had they not said that, I wouldn't have tried to kill him. You know what I mean? It's just living in denial.
I really watched up to the point. They were doing like, it was the first that they were doing like target practice in the woods with like targets that were like made out of people, like cut out like people.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, you have to, whenever you have time, you have to watch more episodes. Like, I think I'm like 3 episodes in. It gets worse. It gets so much worse. It's like, did I just?
You really think that's a? Dude,
you want to watch another episode, but I'm disciplined enough to say, no, fuck, that's it. I'll come back in a couple of days' time.
One of the last things I remember seeing was he was talking about porn to the younger kid, because he was like, oh, he was like real good looking, so he wasn't gay when I met him. But I asked him, do you watch porn? He was like, yeah. Well, you like watching porn, the girl getting banged by the guy with a small dick or getting banged by the guy with a big dick? And he goes, oh, I like the guy with the big dick. I'd rather watch banging the girl. And he goes, okay, I have a chance. I'm like, what the fuck? But he's got 2 husbands?
2 husbands. He converted them. And this is why you have to watch it. Like, I'm not going to spoil it, but the one guy ends up going off with his assistant, which is a girl, so he can't compete with that. And the other guy, the other husband, ends up shooting himself by accident. You have to watch it.
Wait. You're gonna tell me the guy with no teeth accidentally killed himself?
No, not him. The other one, the guy with no teeth, ended up going off with the assistant because he was banging her the entire time, apparently. You know, he's had like these two guys admitted after they're not gay. They were just getting things bought for them. They were getting like 4x4s and motorbikes and guns and stuff like that.
Okay, but were they getting? Yeah, but they might not be gay, but were they getting a fucking cock in their hiney?
Oh yeah, of course. So they're
if you get a cock in your hiney, you've got to be at least bisexual.
Yeah, exactly.
No, nobody does that like trial and error. Like, oh, let me just test it out.
Yeah, but you know, they weren't the sharpest tools in the shed, you know, and like he had them addicted on meth and drugs and stuff like that, you know, so they were getting their source from him. Anyway, fun show. I digress. But anyway, moving forward, like what is, you know, first of all, before we move forward, like with the COVID-19 now, you know, a lot of people are in despair and they're like losing their routine. Are you still sticking to your routine? Because now you've actually invested in stocks. Are you going to tell us which stocks you invested in?
I didn't pull the trigger yet because I'm waiting for my buddy who's very good, Mike Bell, in stocks.
Okay.
He's out of Texas. So he's a huge bodybuilding fan, actually. But Mike Bell, we're going to get on the phone today because he's very good with what stocks. It's probably going to be airline stocks,
cruise liners.
Like all that. All the stuff that took a hit. I might even invest in the Corona, bro. Corona stock dropped like ridiculously because of the name of the virus.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, if
sure.
You know, everybody's like, why don't you refinance? So I went into my safe and I got my mortgage papers. I have a 325, so I can't refinance. I'm literally at the lowest possible rate I could have. So I'm like, fuck it. I might as well try. I don't have a 401k, but I have a Roth IRA and like a SEP account, like retirement funds and shit like that, which I'm sure I don't want to look at because they probably got fucking killed after the market crash. So It's like the market crash, that's going to be at least 2 years till that end of the retirement goes back to, because we're going to be in a recession for at least a year. By the time it comes back, it's going to be another year. So you're going to be looking at 2 years till your funds and your 401k or retirement get back to normal. So I'm like, in the meantime, might as well try to make up some sort of investment in a positive way while this is going on. And if the Dow's down and the market's down, you'd be dumb not to invest. You know, even if you got a couple $100 laying around. I mean, now's the time to take that money and make some money, especially with people unemployed. If you can make a little bit of an investment now when the stocks are as low as they are, you'd be dumb not to, even if it's $100.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. It's like I had earlier in the week, it was published, one of the country's best financial advisors. And, you know, he came out with some really good tips. You know, don't even look directly at airlines because who knows where that's going to be. However, look at the providers to those airlines, like the engines, like the Boeing, because they're going to bounce back, you know, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, you know, cruise liners for sure. You know, there's big cruise liners out of the Royal Caribbean. They're obviously going to bounce back. I think one of their stocks went from 115 down to 15. It's crazy.
Even cars, bro.
Yeah.
You got to think about everything that took a hit is either going to be gone or come back strong.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt. Yeah. Anyway, so there's opportunities, but, you know, sticking to these opportunities now, a lot of people are looking at the impossibilities. I assume Guy is just sticking to the same routine, even though, you know, there's a lot of people out there that may not have something to get up for in the morning because they're working from home. Do you think I know the answer to this, obviously, because I stick to it. Do you think it's very important now for people to stick to the same routine as if they're going to the office?
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely.
Because what's going to happen is if you get out of your routine, then what happens is when the world goes back to normal, now you got to get back into another routine. So now you're going out of one routine, now you got to get back into another routine. My routine is been exactly the same. I'm lucky enough. I'm not going to shout out the gym, but one of the gyms that I train at allows me to work out there with me and one other of his employees. And he made a very good point to me. He goes, the reason why I'm letting you train, he's like, you're a pro. You've been to Olympia. You've been on the stage. You've had the burns 3 years ago, the double shoulder surgery. He was like, I don't want you to have any issues with getting ready for Olympia. He's like, so I want you to keep training. So we go to the gym, we park on the side, we open the gym, we don't turn on the lights, we don't turn on the music. It's just dim lighting, and we just fucking train. It's weird because like with no lights on, you get tired a lot faster. It's like being at like dinner with like the really dim lighting.
Yeah.
It's hard to like fucking wake up and go.
So you training really early in the morning then before it's light outside?
No, no, because it doesn't get dark here until about after 7 o'clock. So we train between 2 and 3.
Right.
It's the only thing that's actually weird about it. I've had my 2 strongest weeks since I've been training after I took the 6 weeks off after I won Niagara. But like, because we're in like a dim gym and there's no music and there's like, it's hard. I can get self-motivated, but when you take like all the aspects, like I don't have my headphones on, the lighting's dim. It's hard to see things. So it's like hard to get that like boost to go. But because obviously the rest periods are a little longer because like just the atmosphere. But I think taking the longer rest periods, I'm very strong the entire workout. Like I haven't been losing steam or strength at all. So, and I've been very fucking sore. So it's better. It's good for me to get things changed up. But my routine, I wake up every day, I go on the treadmill or I go on the stairs in my house, and then I eat a couple meals, go to the gym, come back, and I don't leave my house unless I think sometimes I go to Chick-fil-A.
There you go.
I stop at Chick-fil-A once, twice a week.
Boosting your immune system, of course, during this time. Way to go.
Listen, I got all. You know why I do it, and this is going to sound stupid. Kris Gethin, and this is and I would have disagreed with this up until now. I've never had a long off season because I never qualified for the Olympia this early. And Kris goes, "You're always in shape." He's like, "You just gotta fucking eat." He goes, "Obviously, I don't want you eating like junk food all day." He's like, "But he goes, even if you have to get fat." He's like, you need that one off season where you just eat, your weight goes up. He goes, and you hold it for a longer period of time. He's like, and then you come back down. He's like, he goes, you've been competing as a pro since 2010. He goes, when's the last time you had a fucking off season where you just said, fuck it? I said, never. You know? So I'm doing, what I'm doing is once a day, I'm eating like something I want, whether it's like a little thing of ice cream at night, or whether it's Chick-fil-A, or whether it's just maybe extra, rice cakes and peanut butter before I go to bed. But like I'm doing something to try to keep my caloric intake high, because I literally go one day if I miss one meal, because my issue is that I don't have an appetite, bro. Like I have no fucking appetite at all. It is awful. Me and Flex talk about it all the time. I can get 4 to 5 meals I can get in. 6 is always a fucking bitch for me.
Sometimes low-level activity can work. As soon as you've had a meal, if you've got an opportunity to move, then fucking move. Even if it's for 5 minutes, because it'll bring the blood sugar levels down. But one thing that's really helped me, especially as I get a little bit older, find it hard to digest. HCl, taking HCl, supplementing with that. No, just the HCl. It's a hydrochloric acid for your stomach. And like
I don't know about creatine HCl.
No. Like I'll send you the link. Are you still there? Or was your battery still
my
going?
training partner. No, my training partner called me.
All right. Well, HCl, there's a company called Bioptimizers. I'm not affiliated with them, but they are a sponsor of the podcast, actually. But the HCl, and they also have a digestive enzyme called Masszymes. You can go online, all right? And there's a solution, just water, and it's in this, and they've got a steak in this solution. And then here, they actually put the Masszymes powder in it, and it breaks down the steak. So I use it for my heavier meals, because I'm doing carnivore at the moment for 4 weeks, just experimenting. And I'm finding it fucking hard to digest all this meat. But if I have the if I have the Masszymes with my ribs, I eat a lot of organ meat as well, and it just helps me break it down that much easier. So I'll send you a couple of bottles and see what you think. That really helps me for sure.
Well, you sent me that. Let me tell you something. I've been having cramping issues when I train my entire life. When I tell you, like, you ask Aceto, when he's even getting ready for shows, I cramp every leg day, every hamstring day, every arm day. Getting like
What
the
water did
week
you
of the
drink?
show.
What water did you drink?
I do drink actually alkaline water.
Right.
But I added in your HydroCharge. I drink it twice a day. I drink it in the morning. I take a scoop of that with MFit. Branch Enemy knows my sponsors, pineapple. So, and your flavors are very universal. So I don't even know what flavor I look at. I just take a scoop of yours, scoop of aminos. I drink it when I do cardio. I go to the gym, scoop of HydroCharge, scoop of amphetamines, and I train every day. I drink 2 scoops every day.
And has that helped with?
And I'm a little disappointed too that Flex, was it Flex?
Yeah,
Somebody
Flex.
said that Flex said that you came out with a new flavor and you sent him a fucking tub and not me. You son of a bitch.
Pink lemonade. Hey, you didn't respond. I asked you, did you get the HydroCharge? You didn't respond. So
yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I took a picture of it and sent it to you.
No, I didn't get it. What you said if I WhatsApp?
Oh, you know what? I might have texted you.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'll send you the pink lemonade. We were talking about, I don't know, Flex or something. Oh, yeah. It was your cramps. Have your cramps gone now?
What, dude, the Supercharged, I use it in the in the morning with MFIT's BCAAs, and then I use it intra-workout. Dude, I haven't fucking cramped literally since the day I've been using it. Not a fucking cramp.
That's badass, man. That's awesome.
Crazy.
You are welcome.
I've tried potassium. I've tried everything. Magnesium. Like, I've tried everything.
That's a go, man. That's a go. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, it's got your antioxidants, it's the electrolytes, you know. So that's perfect. I'll send you some of the pink lemonade, my man.
Awesome, dude. I love it.
All right, one thing I wanted to ask you before wrapping up, obviously like you said, you're dealing with, a little bit of back issue, and obviously you've had the shoulder surgeries. I've had stem cells. I traveled to Colombia and had stem cells myself with a lot of success. Is this something that you are considering? Like, obviously there's peptides like BPC 157 and obviously the stem cells. Is this something that you've looked into or you're, researching?
I did, before my shoulder surgeries, I did the bone marrow stem cells. It fucked me up. So he did both shoulders, one elbow, both knees, and my back. It fucked me up so bad I was walking with a cane for a week. My back went about 30% worse to this day after getting that done. I asked the doctor afterwards because I was like, I don't know if they did it with you. Did they put you in that like twilight anesthesia?
No, because the thing is what you had was bone marrow.
You got the IV?
No. I had the IV, but I had the umbilical cord. You can't do a lot of the efficacious dosages in the US than what you can do overseas. So I'd have a minimum.
What million did you get?
230 million.
For how much?
So I had everything. I had the IV and I had injected into my knees, my elbows, my shoulders. I had everything for about $15,000.
How much?
$15,000.
Okay, and I wouldn't mind doing it. I just I really don't hear much success or many people talk about it. So I'm reluctant to go that route. So I have a lady that does IVs for me in Texas, and she has umbilical ones, and I think she has up to I think it's like 50 million or so. It's nowhere near 230 or whatever you got.
Yeah, 230 was the IV, and then I had on top of that the acute injection. So I had about 680 or something like that in total. And it's very different, the umbilical and the cord blood that they have in this country compared to the donors that you get it from overseas. Where I went to actually had the stem cell bank as well. We filmed in there, did a podcast from there. Very highly efficacious. I knew of a couple of athletes that had been there prior to me with a huge amount of success. A female that I know that actually she's in charge of a large tennis club there in, I believe it's in New Jersey or New York. I'll have to check, Jane. And she'd be a good person to talk to because she had major carpal tunnel and she was able to get over there. She's since sent her mother. I've sent my clients. I don't get any payback from it. I'm like, this shit worked for me, so I'm going to tell people about it.
Did it make you? I heard it can make you really sick, for the day you get it done.
No. I was sore because I had massive injections put in my knees and in my elbows and in my shoulders. So, I had trouble walking for a couple of days, but that's okay. I can deal with that. But like, about 3 months later, I'm like, okay, I feel better, but I'm still not completely cured because I had a lot of inflammation in my elbows, usual shit from training heavy. And I had a knee problem from doing all these Ironman events,
Yeah.
And then about 6 months later, touch wood, everything completely gone. Feels like I just started training again. There's just no issues
Really?
whatsoever. Best money I've ever spent. And I'm going to continue going back there. I'm going to go there every couple of years for preventative measures. Like I don't need to go, but I'm like, man, that is worth it. Because I'm not going to
It was that good, huh?
That good. That good. That good. And it's a lot closer for you to go to Colombia than it did for me. That's for sure.
So what do you, is it a day? Weekend?
Well, yeah, you're supposed to go there for a couple of days because I had the IV, and then you're supposed to do the acute the following day. And I was like, you know what? I'll just fucking have it all at the same time,
Yeah.
Because, they say, well, maybe you should do the shoulders first and then the elbows and then the knees, whatever. I was like, just do the lot. Get them done. I prefer it like that, have a Band-Aid. So it's something that I'd strongly suggest anyway. And
yeah, I tried. The ones that I tried just sucked.
Yeah, you don't go for them in this country. Do not. Like, I've spoken to a lot of the top specialists in this country that do it. And then I've researched with people overseas, in Russia, Jamaica, Mexico. There's a very good one in Mexico as well, an anti-aging doctor, Dr. David. But this was really good. I've been there, done it, and I recommend it. And then obviously you've got like peptides, like your BPC 157.
I tried it. I got no results from that.
Nothing, really. Gutted, yeah. You're too far gone, man. They'll put you down if you're a horse.
They euthanized me real quick.
Yeah. Anyway, brother, thank you ever so much for getting on the podcast. Of course,
man.
I really, really appreciate it. So anytime. If people want to find you, see what you're all about, obviously you have your clothing that is very popular. We'll put all the links in the show notes. Where can people find you?
All my social media is Guy Cisternino. Twitter's at Guy Cisternino. Instagram at Guy Cisternino. Facebook fan page is IFBB Pro Guy Cisternino. Website GuyCisternino.com. Sponsors are MFit Sups, Gasp, Atomics, Trifecta. I don't want to be like a Daytona car and start slapping stickers on the sponsors.
Well, hopefully myself and yourself will catch up at Destination Dallas.
I got to get you on my podcast before that.
I'm down with that, man. Hopefully we can do it in person as well, because I know that we were supposed to get together at Destination, yes. I think, which was supposed to be in May. I don't know if that's still going to go ahead now.
No, I think I talked to Johanna on her birthday, and it was supposed to be in, I think, April, and it got canceled. So they're waiting to see when things are back up and running, what the deal is going to be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you better start carb loading now, brother, because that's going to get we're going to get a nasty workout in.
Love it.
All right, my man. Well, thank you very much. Have yourself a great day, Guy. Really.
All right, man.
My man.
Absolutely, dude. Stay safe, all right, during this crazy time, all right?
All right. You too, brother.
All right. God bless, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Peace out.
Be good.
All right, everybody. So thank you very much for listening. Guy was able to come back on when we lost him there for a little bit. So if you do like this podcast, please do leave us a review. It helps us keep the lights on, and share it with anybody else that you feel would enjoy the information of this podcast. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Until next week, I am Kris Gethin, and we are out.